This is just a short file on a video that I did yesterday about RoboCops, the experience that I shared with the guy that grabbed me by the throat, and how that court case turned out. Well, I had reflected on that today, and it was just brought to my attention because the result of what happened, okay, is called a boomerang effect on them, on the machinery, okay? And that was actually covered in one of the video workshops put out by the Freedom Workshops, Dance for Freedom programs. You know, the speaker contracts, Michael Dean, et cetera, et cetera. And it was brought out in there that when your crystal shield is up, which means it's fully activated, it goes back on them. Okay? That's why I'm still here. It's sort of like you're running a calculator and an energy harvesting system, okay? And they eat that debt. And that is a counting figure as it relates to balance and as it relates to the strength of the shield and the electron transport of heat, fuel, and oxygen, okay? To clear the miasma, right? The artificial codes, the finite codes. And so that is a perfect example of how that works. That is a result. That's why I shared that file. You can see what happened in that. They eat that file. That's their files. That doesn't belong in our record. Those codes are not our codes because they're not compatible with God Source Eternal. God Source Eternal, the Nami seed, the Nami code, that shield, the crystal core, it's like water off a duck. They account for that. We don't account for that. Okay. So you realize how that works when it comes to being more magnetic instead of being more electric. There is a corresponding effect that increases our strength and weakens theirs. Okay? And the result of that came out in those workshops as well, why they hate us as it relates to the permanent records, the cosmic records, and blank slate memory wipe technology. Okay? So this is what we call a file connect, cross-indexing, permanent records, when the absolute truth is exposing all of it, every bit of it, right down to the last detail. Why it's a cosmic level reset, why it's a cosmic level reply, an engineering solution. A genetic engineering problem requires a genetic engineering coded solution, which is mathematical God source level encryption. And that's how it happened. In order for the future sequences that I was supposed to experience to be experienced in the proper mathematical order, which is divine right timing, which is divine right sequences, divine right balance that only God's source can know. That level of perfect, crystal, structural, mathematical, spiritual engineering, which is integration with God's source eternal, the first electric field, the crystal light consciousness, liquid light, the Breatharian form, the crystal form, the crystal aquifers. Yeah.